Okay, guys, last cut on the 20250 on the throttle body injection. What I did is I did some work to the short side radius. I took the height down a little bit on the slow side. I gave it a slight layback, and I gave it a quickie polish with some emery. Did it help? Quick look. No, didn't like it. So this is, I don't know, third, fourth loser in a row. So I'm done with this at this point. How did we look as far as liquid? It looks like it took a step back from where it was. It does have a nice powder by the valve. Does it have anything on the other side? No, it looks pretty clean. Let's take a look at the bore. Okay, the bore is a lighter on the left side and a little more drippy. And what we got on the valve is definitely a step back. So it's a loser all around. It's less flow and crappier liquid. Okay, from this angle, it doesn't really look terrible, but they've all looked pretty good. Okay, new short side radius curve doesn't really look much different in this because parts of that short side are only 128,000, so I don't have a lot to play with. Yeah, I would knock it down to 100,000s, but that would definitely be about my limit. Okay, the short side looks good, but it doesn't seem to work any better. I mean, the speeds are better, but it didn't really help overall flow, which tells you what? I mean, it did make a big difference when I put a flow ball on it. It went from, at 800, from 270.1 to 278. So that's telling me it needs more action on the short side. Okay, quick look at this. And we're going to move on to our flows and airspeeds. Okay, I wouldn't have seen this coming, not by far, because what I was working on was improving my short side speeds here to there. And taking a quick look at it, that really didn't happen. So something else, I obviously goofed. Okay, what does it look like? These pluses and minuses reference. This is our 15th, this is our 16th. This is S short side radius work height layback. Minus, 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 plus, minus, minus, the complete loser. Were they big? No, but that's not what we want. 188 at 300 sucks. Not happening. So, what changed? Well, that was all I changed on this port, was that short side. And what I tried to do was I tried to move, see this is higher than this. I tried to make it so more air would go on this side. And actually I probably did that, but it's more shrouded on that side, so it is limiting our flow a little bit. You really do need to think about everything. Now, if I deshroud that chamber a little bit more, I bet it would be a plus. I'm trying to do this with a tight chamber. It's a lot more difficult. Okay, so it's these airspeeds, these airspeeds, these airspeeds versus these. The pinch actually looks better than it did here. Here it took a big drop back. This looks better on the roof. Down a little bit here, up a little bit there. As far as this, we went up on our ramp. We went down on the center of the cylinder, and we went up on the roof side, right? They actually look, they're a little more even. That would be a good thing, even though that's a little higher. But these two are more even. And as far as this, up, up, up. They all went up, which makes sense. When you change the layback a little bit, it makes it a bigger radius so more air can get across the short side. That makes some sense. And as far as being even, they're pretty close. So in any case, Not a winner. Something else is still affecting it. I can't think of what it is right now. So I'm going to be doing something else for a while. And, okay, we can take a look at here. I mean, the short side is fairly decently wide. You can see where I changed the height on the one side to get a little more airspeed on that, but that's the shrouded side, so that didn't really work out to my advantage. So could I fiddle with that some more? I could, but I just don't have it in me at this point, I don't think. I think I'm going to move up to the next bigger size valve, and that'll also change our short side radius as far as bowl ratio, throat ratio I should say, and it'll work a little bit differently. Okay, try with a little bit different lighting on here. Okay, you can see it's brought out a lot on that right hand side. And let me move the light. Okay, you can still see, well, I can see, I don't know if you guys can see. It's a little bit rough on that corner. I probably should have polished that out a little bit more, and that may have helped, but it's really, you know, a couple CFM maybe, that's it. Okay, tough to focus all the way in there, but you can see, you know, we got a nice amount of area when we took out that bolt boss, and that affects the short side radius, and that we would think would be a big plus, but didn't seem to be with the smaller valve. It worked out great with the bigger valve. I think we were up around 208 when I did that last time, and it loved it. It took a big step up. Now, is it possible just the smaller valve is hurting us? It is. I could leave the chamber exactly where it is, go up to a 2055 and see what we got. That may be what I do next, but that is not happening today. I am toast. So, give me your input on this. You're going to say something like, I should have cut 30 cuts ago. Yeah, you're probably right. Now, part of the problem is I would like to get this done with smaller than a 2.1 inch valve and a tighter chamber. The bigger valve and the bigger chamber flow real well. Now to get it done with a smaller valve and a smaller chamber is becoming problematic, and a smaller port, by the way. You know, even though this is like 220, it's still probably 20 cc smaller than a big port. Now, if we wind up getting the block and the crank that we're looking at, it'll actually be a 421. It could use a 240 cc port because we're going to spin this pretty darn hard. So we'll see if that happens. In reality, DV put up that nice 400 block. I'm sure it's already gone, but that would have been nice to get. In any case, thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good night.